I would be really funny though. I'm like randomly really funny.
That is Candace Owens, the world's very first funny conservative. Candace Owens was born in 1989 in Stamford, Connecticut. In high school, Owens was the target of several racist and threatening voicemails. Because one of the students leaving the messages was the son of then Stamford Mayor Daniel Malloy, the story attracted widespread attention. Her family settled with the school district for $37,500 thanks to the NAACP, an organization Owens now believes is one of the worst groups for black people.
The NAACP is one of the worst groups for black people.
After dropping out of college, Owens became CEO of Degree 180, a website which included, among other things, a blog focused on taking down then-candidate Donald Trump. Under Owens' leadership, the publication consistently bashed the former steak salesman at every turn.
Let's go eat some steak, okay?
One article was titled, "Does Donald Trump Actually Have a Small Penis?" The piece concluded that Donald Trump most likely has a penis the size of an infant. In a 2015 column, Owens wrote about the crazy antics of the Republican Tea Party, and that it was good news that they will eventually die off peacefully in their sleep, we hope. And then we can get right on with the obvious social change that needs to happen immediately.
I absolutely love this president. I think that what he did in this country was the most necessary thing by killing political correctness.
In 2016, Owens launched a Kickstarter to fund a new venture, Social Autopsy. It was a project that ended up changing Owens' political trajectory entirely.
It was like a project that was so from the heart. It was just like trying to rectify the wrongs that I felt were done for these kids that aggressed me, in high school. And instead, I end up in the middle of a firestorm.
Owens explained the project's intentions. We attach people's words to their places of employment, and anybody in the entire world can search for them. What we were doing is figuratively lifting the masks up so nobody can hide behind, Twitter handles or privatized profiles. Internet users were concerned that the site would encourage public doxing and could potentially publish private information about anyone at all. In the wake of the project launching, Owens got a call from Zoe Quinn, a target of the sexist online harassment campaign Gamergate. She allegedly told Owens she was worried this would lead to the doxing of children and tried to get her to not go through with it. Shortly after the conversation, Owens began receiving threatening emails. Simply because of the timing, Owens believes Quinn was behind the myriad emails from users with pro-Trump handles.
We're getting inundated with emails that say bob@trump45.com, and they're like, die, N-word, die. All of their addresses happen to be Trump45 at Gmail, whatever it was. They would actually have weird porn handles, weird handles.
According to Owens, these emails definitely didn't come from actual Trump supporters. And because the web publication Breitbart supported her conspiracy theory by writing an article saying that these attacks all came from Zoe Quinn, a theory never backed by any evidence other than coincidental timing, Owens became a full-on conservative.
People that I thought were white nationalists, which was Breitbart, was the only publication that was just telling the truth about what's happening.
Social Autopsy never saw the light of day after Kickstarter suspended the campaign, but created along the way was a newly minted firebrand for the conservative right.
Oh, also, I think I might be a conservative.
Things were quickly falling into place for Owens. After shedding her liberal roots, Owens was hired by Turning Point USA, a conservative campus advocacy group that was facing accusations of racial bias. The group drafted Owens shortly after one of its former national field directors sent a text to a Turning Point employee that said, "I hate black people. F them all. I hate blacks. End of story." Owens' platform at Turning Point sprung her into the national spotlight. And when Kim Kardashian's husband tweeted, "I love the way Candace Owens thinks," Owens became an overnight sensation.
I find her to be I know her. I think she's a fine person, a fine young woman.
Owens' brand of conservatism is seemingly empty and vapid. When you begin to peel the assertive layers back, there's oftentimes nothing there. No facts to back up her beliefs.
You don't think we have to care about the environment?
No, not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit?
No. The fact that there is a disparity in the science community about whether or not it's real is enough to...
It's very little.
Yep.
Very little disparity.
But
most scientists, the vast majority, agree that human beings are negatively affecting climate change.
Yeah.
The vast majority.
Yeah, I just don't think so.
Good enough for me. What many know Owens from is a video where she legitimized Adolf Hitler, spinning Nazism into a patriotic form of nationalism. In a congressional hearing on the rise of white nationalism, Ted Lieu played back the video.
Of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I'm gonna let her own words do the talking.
When you think about whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany.
Can't think of anything else that Hitler did. At the same hearing, Owens claimed white nationalism was not a threat and said that the Southern strategy, a well-documented tactic used by the Republican Party to leverage racism against blacks to increase their political support amongst white voters, never existed.
Myth of things like the Southern switch and the Southern strategy, which never happened.
In a YouTube video she posted, Owens says black people shouldn't be concerned with the KKK or white supremacy.
I mean, there are, 6,000 Klansmen left in our nation? You want me to actually process that as a legitimate fear?
According to the Washington Post, Owens believes accounts of rising white supremacy are made up by the media. And it is worth noting, Owens was named in a manifesto by a white supremacist accused of killing 50 people in New Zealand. The gunman said Owens was his main inspiration. Owens has positioned herself as the black voice within the vastly white far right. She believes the 8% black vote Trump garnered in 2016 can be boosted, and in May of 2019, Owens walked away from Turning Point to focus on this exact issue. She launched Blexit, the dumbest name I've ever heard. It was an effort to push black people out of the Democratic Party. Owens goes further to pit herself against the community she ostensibly claims to defend, saying police brutality isn't a concern whatsoever for the black community. Even though one survey which polled over 30,000 black people across the US found 87% of respondents said that police killings of black people is a problem in the community. And additionally, new research published by the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences shows that black males are 2.5 times more likely than white males to die during encounters with police officers. Owens, who claims liberals think black people are stupid, once said the NRA was started for black people to defend themselves from the KKK.
I know that the NRA was started as a civil rights organization, training black Americans to arm themselves and defend themselves against the KKK.
Which is 100% false. The NRA was started in 1871 by Union Army officers as a training club for marksmanship. But while Owens is working hard and lying about history to move the needle for Trump, in a few years when she's old enough, she may try to move it for herself.
Let me say what Trump said.
Say that now.
If I stepped up, if my country needed me, like he said 10 years ago, I would step up and I would do the job.